So, most of us were raised to believe the exact same thing when it comes to our teeth, right? If you've got cavities, bad breath, or bleeding gums, well, it's simply because you aren't brushing enough. The solution we've always been handed is to just scrub harder, use stronger, burning mouthwashes, and visit the dentist for those incredibly painful, scraping cleanings. We've essentially treated our mouths like a dirty kitchen floor that just needs a harsher chemical. But today in this explainer, we're going to completely challenge that lifelong belief. What if that squeaky clean feeling is actually a massive warning sign? Okay, let's dive into this because this is the jarring question that completely interrupts everything we assume about traditional dental hygiene. If scrubbing harder and using industrial strength mouthwash was the real answer, why on earth are dental problems at an absolute all-time high in the United States? We are brushing more than ever, flossing, rinsing, doing exactly what we're told, and yet our gums are still bleeding and our teeth are still decaying. It points to a massive flaw in the traditional approach. It reveals that we might just be doing entirely the wrong thing.
Well, a recent study published in the prestigious journal Springer Nature revealed something literally mind-blowing. The healthiest people on the planet do not have sterile mouths. In fact, it's the exact opposite. They have an absolute abundance of good bacteria. This means that the chemical-laden toothpaste giving you that artificial, squeaky clean feeling, it might actually be the very thing destroying your teeth. We've been trying to sterilize an environment that actually needs a thriving, living ecosystem to stay healthy.
Here is the genuinely uncomfortable truth about traditional dental products like mouthwashes, whitening strips, and even your favorite big-name toothpaste. They contain toxic ingredients designed to kill absolutely everything. Think of it like a forest fire for your mouth. Sure, the fire kills the bad bacteria, causing yellowing stains, gum inflammation, and decay. But it also brutally wipes out the good guys that naturally protect your enamel and keep your breath fresh. When you kill off this beneficial microbiome, you're left with an empty house. And you know what loves an empty house? The bad bacteria. It moves right back in, faster and stronger, leaving you trapped in a vicious cycle of decay.
To put that into perspective, look at this number. $130 billion. That is the massive amount of money the U.S. spends every single year on dental care. Yet, as a population, we're still struggling with cavities, root canals, and tooth loss. Why? Because we've been obsessively focusing on the symptoms instead of fixing the toxic oral environment. You simply cannot have healthy teeth in a toxic, scorched earth environment. We have to fundamentally change our strategy. We need to stop endlessly cleaning with harsh chemicals and start repopulating our mouths with what they desperately need.
Section 1. The Repopulation Solution. A Shift in Dental Science.
Now, what's really interesting here is how we actually fix this broken system. Scientists developed a highly unusual method, a dissolvable probiotic candy called ProDentim. And the sheer scale of the repopulation is staggering. Each individual tablet packs 3.5 billion, yes, billion with a B, potent probiotic strains and nutrients. That is an absolute flood of beneficial bacteria clinically proven to support the health of your teeth and gums. We aren't just sprinkling a few good guys back into the empty house. We are bringing in an entire army to take over and secure the environment.
But here is the absolute genius part of the delivery system. If you take a standard probiotic pill and swallow it, the incredibly harsh acid in your stomach is going to kill off a vast majority of those fragile bacteria before they can ever do you any good. ProDentim completely bypasses that problem. Because it's designed to gently melt directly in your mouth, it releases the probiotics exactly where they are needed most, right there in your oral cavity. The good bacteria get to work locally, instantly flooding your teeth and gums.
Let's look at exactly what is in that 3.5 billion payload. As the tablet dissolves, it releases specific, highly targeted strains. First up, you have Lactobacillus paracasei, which is biologically proven to support and strengthen gum health. Then you have B.lactis BL-04. This strain is incredible because it doesn't just help maintain the delicate balance of mouth bacteria, it actively supports your respiratory tract. These strains are repopulating your microbiome, proving that fixing your mouth does a whole lot more than just give you a nice smile. Let's move on and see how this builds, because you can't just introduce good bacteria. You've got to keep them alive and thriving. That's why this formula includes inulin, which acts as a food source to deeply nourish and sustain those good bacteria. And for the cosmetic appearance of your teeth, it includes malic acid. Found naturally in strawberries, malic acid is famous for helping to safely and naturally maintain tooth whiteness. So you're supporting the microscopic biological environment and getting that bright, polished look at the exact same time. And this brilliantly illustrates the entire philosophy behind the breakthrough. It's a comprehensive 3-in-1 approach to restoring your long-term oral health. First, you protect the mouth from the bad bacteria. Second, you actively repopulate the environment with billions of beneficial strains. And third, you naturally whiten the enamel. It's a complete paradigm shift away from the destroy-everything mentality of traditional chemical pastes, moving toward a sustainable, healthy ecosystem in your mouth. What I find most fascinating is how this all ties into your systemic health. Your mouth is truly the gateway to your entire body. Did you know that poor oral health is directly linked to respiratory issues and even ear, nose, and throat problems? It's all connected. By fixing the microbiome in your mouth and establishing a strong frontline defense, you are actually supporting your entire immune system. The health of your body literally starts the moment you open your mouth. Of course, when we talk about putting something in our bodies daily, standards really matter. This isn't some quick chemical fix. ProDentim is a professional-grade health solution manufactured right here in the USA inside an FDA-registered and GMP-certified facility. It is entirely non-GMO, gluten-free, and contains absolutely zero stimulants. It's clean, safe, and designed for long-term health. People using this are reporting things they haven't felt in decades, like gums that simply don't bleed when they floss, breath that stays remarkably fresh all day, and a smooth, polished feeling on their teeth that just doesn't fade away. Section 2. The official offer, risk reversal, and exclusive bonuses. So the crucial point is, because this specific method is becoming incredibly popular, you've got to watch out for cheap knockoffs popping up on third-party sites like Amazon or eBay. You want to make absolutely sure you're getting the scientifically backed, doctor-formulated version directly from the official source. Otherwise, you really don't know what kind of chemicals you might be putting into your mouth. If you grab the recommended 3 or 6-bottle package directly from them, which you really need for the best long-lasting repopulation results, they give you an incredible value stack. You get 2 free digital guides that normally cost $100 on their own. But the best part is their ironclad 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. They're so incredibly confident in the science that you can literally use the entire bottle, and if your gums don't feel stronger or your teeth don't look whiter, you can send the empty bottle back for a full refund. No questions asked. So I'll leave you with this thought as we wrap up this explainer. Please do not wait until your next $500 painful dental cleaning to suddenly realize that your oral microbiome is completely broken. If you're experiencing cavities, yellowing, or bleeding, your body is telling you that the squeaky clean chemical approach has failed you. Take control of your oral environment today. Claim your discount, secure those bonuses, and start repopulating your mouth before they run out of stock. Your smile is the very first thing people notice about you, so make sure it's a healthy, thriving one. Is your microbiome broken? Well, it's time to fix it.